Sometimes I wonder if I haven't failed for as much as I did and struggled for as long as I did, if I would have still chosen myself.
Would I have had the strength to finally let go of the weight that has been pulling me down for such a long time?
Hi, I'm Nan, and this is my story.
My story started here, in Vietnam, in the village of Quang Ai. Born into a family of two young and hardworking parents, I turned 5, and before you knew it, my parents were saying goodbye to family and friends as we prepared to emigrate to America. We lived at my grandpa's house, and at that time, the best memories were the holidays and family gatherings filled with people and food. Even thinking about it today, they were the times in which all of us were the most cohesive as a family. Before I knew it, it's my 10th birthday. We moved out into our own apartment, and I think the fondest memory at this time for me was meeting my childhood friends. Through my parents' hard work, they were able to save enough money to buy their own little house in a little suburb. I remember my mom saying she bought the house just so I could go to a better school. I don't think I started feeling that I was different until it was the very end of my middle school years. And when I say different, I meant feeling conscious or aware that I was a child of Asian immigrants. I remember feeling kind of embarrassed about being poor. Embarrassed that I didn't even have a room of my own because we lived in a 1-bedroom home. Embarrassed that we were just different. But I don't think I let that affect me for too long. I was always an introverted person who kind of was in my own world most of the time. I discovered very early on in high school that I had a talent for drawing, and I think it gave me something more internal and that was unique to me to focus on. Full circle here, I actually uploaded my first YouTube video during high school doing speed drawing videos. Here I'm graduating high school, second in my class, which is nothing to really brag about when you come from such a small community. This is me in Florence and Paris during my time in architecture school. It might look great, but I was battling a lot of all-nighters and experienced my first heartbreak here. But in the end, I made it out alive. Before you knew it, I got my first job as a architectural designer in my hometown, and I guess you can say I've arrived. The sacrifices my parents has made has been worth it. But little did I know that this was just the beginning of my journey. It's around 2 years into my job, and at this point, it was very clear to me that I was dreading my corporate life. However, on the side, I found a new love and obsession for programming. I can't explain how the curiosity ignited, but I can tell you where it started. A few days after my college graduation, out of my unknown curiosity, I went on to Khan Academy and did their programming course. And I guess this curiosity just kept going. So after work and when I had free time, I would teach myself. And after a long period of confusion, frustration, and little bits and pieces of epiphanies that kept me going, I eventually created my first and very own portfolio website. And it was for the first time in a long time that I felt really, really proud of myself. I felt like I had superpowers, and I don't know anyone who doesn't like that feeling. It's my 4th year into my job. COVID hits the world and I was let go. I remember crying because it honestly sucked to realize that you were not good enough to make the cut. But the very next day, I felt a deep sense of relief and freedom. I didn't have to ponder what was next for me. It was already clear in my mind that I was going to make a career transition to software. In my head, it was simple. Get a degree, then get the software job. And oh boy, was I proven wrong. After graduating from my online software program, I came out with extreme imposter syndrome. I couldn't pretend to be confident. I wanted to be confident. I joined an online self-paced software program to strengthen my coding skills. Besides becoming a better programmer, I learned how to learn. And the biggest lesson was that to truly learn anything, I had to slow down and go at my own pace. It's 2 years into my program and I'm a little more than halfway into the program. Way longer than I thought it would take me, to be honest. And I think I've gone to a point where I've made peace with that. My friend knew I was a full-time student at that time, so she said, "Why don't you do your study sessions live on stream?" And just like that, my streaming journey started with just a laptop, a webcam, and my desktop. They started out as Pomodoro sessions and slowly built up to streams where I was building my own projects live. I remember telling my friend that it would be amazing if I could find a programming club, but little did I know that I would find that community online. And to this day, I am truly grateful for that community. I streamed consistently for a year, but behind the scene, the pressure of the real world and my parents were reaching a breaking point. By now, I have been unemployed for 5 years and still living with my parents. I needed a job. So after sending out a few resumes, I landed a job. It took me 5 years to get there, but I've made it. I finally arrived at my first software job. I was excited to learn and become a better programmer, but boy, was I in for a reality check. Honestly, I did learn new things at work, but the learning was masked by the heavy use of AI and unclear expectations. The dread of going into the office filled up to the point where I felt paralyzed. 8 months in, and I quit my job. And for the first time, I had no plan, no next destination or goal. I thought, should I apply to another job? But do I want to sacrifice more of my time to try to fit myself in the corporate world? Do I stream full time? But can I realistically live the rest of my life on pennies? I was lost. For the first time in my 33 years of living, I focused on the voice that I have been ignoring. The voice that told me that I am not taking care of myself physically and mentally. The voice that told me that I am constantly tired and anxious. The voice that loved me and has faith in me. The part of me that was telling me that I was enough. This time, I chose acceptance. Acceptance that I'm extremely unhappy in the corporate world. Acceptance that even though I spent over 5 years following my passions, that the journey is still very much at its infancy. Acceptance that I am at an age in my life where I don't need to prove myself to anyone but me. There is no motivation left for that dream my old self had. My many experiences and struggles, although painful, has brought some very meaningful perspectives into my life. It showed me how much devotion and determination I have for the things I love. But mostly, it showed me that if I let myself open to new experiences, I can accomplish things that I could have never imagined. It showed me how much I truly love people and how important having community and those that love you can make the world so much more manageable and meaningful. It has shown me how much power I have for just being me. I guess acceptance is about letting go. Letting go of a self that you thought you should be and embracing who you really are now. And I think it's wonderful when you can accept and love yourself. And from there, you can really start to appreciate and love your journey. This is where my new journey began. So what did that journey look like? Well, I fasted for 7 days. I started cooking again, revisiting some of my favorite Vietnamese dishes and foods. I started running 3 times a week. I am taking my sweet time, relaxing and journaling my thoughts, something I thought in the past I would never do in a million years. I'm learning how to be on camera, how to edit, how to tell my story, but most of all, I'm exploring and learning more about myself each day. Currently, I can't stop obsessing over design and renovating my kitchen, about how good it feels when I finish my daily run, the furniture I want to build, and the coding projects I've yet to finish. Yes, I have a lot of interests, but now I can fully explore these interests. And they might or might not happen. I might find out that some of these interests aren't for me. But life is a journey, and I'm just happy to be in on the ride where I am in the driver's seat.